I'm sorry. I was just...
It's okay, I didn't mean to scare you.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at 10 video games that have some high expectations to live up to.
I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed.
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Over the last decade, Ubisoft has struggled to retain Assassin's Creed fans. Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla have chased away fans of the original games. You know, the ones where you have to be quiet and sneak around, like an assassin. Mirage was a step in the right direction, but was simply too bland and basic in its upgrade system and combat. Shadows is already showing how fatigued audiences are, as fans spent years asking for an Assassin's Creed set in Japan before Sony swooped in with Ghost of Tsushima in 2020. Couple that with all of the feudal Japan games that have been cropping up left and right recently, and Ubisoft might be too little too late.
That served the light.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
This story does not end with my downfall.
BioWare has been on a really bad losing streak over the last several years. Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem were such colossal failures on account of mismanagement and reliance on the mythical BioWare magic. And with so many of the original BioWare staff having left after Mass Effect 3, many of us are skeptical about not just the next Mass Effect game, but Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Its showing during Summer Game Fest was a rather tumultuous one, as we first got a teaser trailer that was completely void of the grit the original games had. The demo we saw later on was much more appealing, and saw positive reception from fans. No matter how you feel about it though, it's no secret that Veilguard cannot be anything less than great. If this doesn't hit, the future of BioWare may be bleak.
Solus needs someone to sell him another option.
The Wolf Among Us 2.
Most nights it's watching, waiting for a slip up. I don't know, someone gets greedy, someone gets brave.
We do have some confidence in The Wolf Among Us 2. Not only is the game being worked on by former Telltale staff, it's also being approached with great care for the story, its characters, and the health of its staff. What has us on edge, though, is the overall slow and segmented revival of Telltale across all the different studios. How many of the original staff are still around? How many wound up at other studios? We're sure the game will turn out great, but with other studios of former Telltale staff not putting much out aside from remasters and ports, we're a bit nervous. Vampire the Masquerade: Bloodlines 2.
Perhaps to him this is an orderly chaos. Nosferatu trade in secrets.
Bloodlines 2 has seen an incredibly tumultuous development to the point where it's astounding how this project is still going. The game was originally going to be developed by Hardsuit Labs, but the studio was taken off of the project after key developers were let go. Publisher Paradox Interactive has since moved the project to the Chinese Room, a developer known mostly for walking simulators like Dear Esther, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. Given the amount of trouble this game has gone through, something tells us this game isn't going to turn out the way we want it all to turn out. Skate. For EA to bring back Skate of all of their IPs is truly mesmerizing. Not because they were bad games or even mediocre ones, it's just that we went through an entire console generation without them. But in 2021, they did it. EA announced a brand new Skate game and even rehired some of the talent of the original 3 games. Thing is that we don't know much about the game other than the fact that it will be free to play. Developer Full Circle has been sharing some behind the scenes developments, but we're just hoping the release date is soon. We also hope the game will attract a ton of players, since Activision decided to cut the cord from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, just as the 2020 remake showed a promising future. Silent Hill 2 and Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Konami has been in some hot water with their fanbase after the lazy releases of Metal Gear Solid Master Collection and the abysmal Silent Hill: The Short Message. There are now only two hopes for the company's return to the gaming industry. Unfortunately, the Silent Hill 2 remake is looking a little rough in some areas, and the tight-lipped marketing is rather suspicious. As for Metal Gear Solid Delta, well, we hope this is Konami trying to understand what makes a great Metal Gear game. Recent history has told us to believe different, and if neither game lives up to their hype, it may very well convince Konami to leave the industry again. Either that, or just license only Castlevania stuff.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
BioShock 4.
I chose rapture.
We have known BioShock 4 has been in development since 2019. We even got some leaked details via Colin Moriarty on his PlayStation podcast Sacred Symbols way back in December 2021. Many of his details being confirmed by insiders for other outlets. We have yet to see this game for ourselves, and to be frank, it's giving us a bit of anxiety for the franchise's future. BioShock has been gone for a rather long time, and this one will not have creator Ken Levine's input as he is busy developing his newest game, Judas. We are confident in the team though, as it is composed of former staff from Firaxis and staff that worked on the original 2007 BioShock. So there is promise, but there's also the possibility of this not being as great as the other titles. If it bombs, it may very well be the end of BioShock.
Over and over again.
Black Myth Wukong. Some of us here at MojoPlays are excited to finally play Black Myth Wukong. Here's the problem though. This game drops more trailers than a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. We first saw Black Myth Wukong way back in August 2020 with a ton of gameplay being shown off, about 13 minutes total. Since then, the game has appeared at several conventions and sporting a brand new trailer every single time. We're relieved to know that there's a release date for August 20th, 2024, but if this game is anything below great, we feel a lot of players are going to feel cheated. Star Wars Outlaws.
That worked.
Ubisoft has had a rather rocky reputation lately. Annualized franchises don't see the high scores like they used to, and fatigue has quickly set in with fans. If Star Wars Outlaws is to show that our favorite galaxy has a future with Ubisoft, then the conglomerate is going to have to pull some neat ideas for this one. So far, it does seem like a nice breath of fresh air away from lightsabers. However, we have to wonder how monotonous the checklists and side missions will become. Perhaps this will be a game more for the Far Cry fans, and not for players from Assassin's Creed or the Tom Clancy scene.
We made it, Nix.
Lastly, every Xbox exclusive.
They like to rough up bandits, don't they? Living it up with the common folk.
Fable, Avowed, Clockwork Revolution, South of Midnight, Indiana Jones, any game under the Xbox umbrella needs to pray that they land a big mega hit, because right now, who knows what may become of Xbox. In 2023, Xbox launched their first original IP in years with Tango Gameworks Hi-Fi Rush. According to Xbox, the game was a smash hit, though the company never shared sales numbers. Tango Gameworks even won a handful of awards for the game. Fast forward to May 2024 when Xbox decides to close down Tango, as it wants to, quote, identify the opportunities that are best positioned for success, end quote. Prior to its closure, Tango pitched a sequel for Hi-Fi Rush. It was rejected, obviously. If an acclaimed studio like Tango could get shut down, who's to say that any of Xbox's acquired studios are safe, regardless if a game fails or succeeds? All of the upcoming exclusives may have to start pulling in big numbers. And that's a lot of pressure to be having, even if you have all that Xbox money.
Been a while.
But what game are you hoping lives up to your expectations? Did it make our list?
How do you know her name?
Let us know down in the comments below in a civil manner, and don't forget to subscribe to MojoPlays for more great videos every day.